If you don't mind for a moment, let's just lift our hands in this house. Guys, I'm excited. I'm so excited because every time I come into God's house, I have a privilege to just honor and reverence him in the midst of everybody. And the reason why that's so important is because I believe that when a house is on one accord and they worship together, I believe that it does something to God. It moves him and it allows him to move on your behalf. It's funny because earlier today, I had a phone call from someone earlier today that was talking about the move that we made to Colombia. And they said, man, what if it does not work? What if everything that you have left and moved, what if everything that you have turned your back away from, everything that you have given up, what if that is all in vain? And I told him this morning that I don't have a fear of it not working. Because at the end of the day, my God did not give me the spirit of fear, but he gave me power, he gave me love, and he gave me a sound mind. So I'm not concerned. I don't have a fear of what if it does not work, because fear doesn't even, I don't even allow it to enter into my realm of thought. It has to work because I know what God told me. See, this is a rule of thumb for everybody in here. You're going to outlive and outlast your critics, so you might as well not even make them your advisors. Because I promise you, everybody that has put their mouth against what God has showed you is going to have to see it manifested to show them that they did not have the authority to dictate anything into your life. And then this past week, the other day, or yesterday, I came across someone who used to go to our church in Sumter. And I was in Walmart doing some shopping, and she comes to me and she says, are you still connected to Apostle Smith? And I said, yes. And she says, well, I'm speaking death over you and over him. So I turned around and left and didn't even allow her to finish her sentence. And it's funny because whenever you're getting ready to get elevated, everything that is in opposition to where God has taken you has to flare itself up. Finances has to flare itself up. Lack of money has to flare itself up. Lack of healing or sickness has to flare itself up. Everything that is contrary to where God has taken you will flare itself up before you actually get to your elevation, which is a sign of what God is getting ready to do into your life. Now, the funny part about that is all of this stuff, people are beginning to question and wonder why we did what we did. And it's funny because at the end of the day, I am too stern. I am too locked down into what God has shown me that nobody in this world can make me change my mind about what God said. So the reason why that is an awesome mindset to have is because at the end of the day, my God has the last word. And since my God has the last word, whatever he says, I know without a shadow of a doubt that it is concrete and it's going to happen. So when I came in here this morning and I saw the crowd that we had in here this morning, and I saw the people that were coming through the doors this morning, I politely looked up towards heaven and I said, God, I know that now you are going to release us into a new dimension of ministry that is going to affect this city like never before, only because when you are in a position to where you are fighting and combating against what God says, all you're doing is giving him an opportunity to prove himself. God told me this morning that it is my reputation that is on the line. And I refuse to be put into a position where people will not even trust me or people will dog me because I don't do what I say. So for the next few seconds, while we're standing here tonight and with our hands lifted, I'm not concerned about how many people is in the room. I'm not concerned about what is on your mind. I'm not concerned about what you came in here with or what you have to face tomorrow. For these next few seconds, my only concern is about showing my God that is able to supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. I'm here to show him the respect and reverence that he deserves, because it is amazing how we can be in the house of God and we don't even open up our mouths to reverence his power and his authority. So I'm going to take a few seconds, if you don't mind, and I want you to take a few seconds to just with the fruit of your lips begin to honor God and let him know how much you love him, and let him know how much you honor him, and let him know how much he means in your life. I don't care who you're sitting beside. I don't care who you came in here with. But at the end of the day, my God deserves all of the honor and glory, because if it had not been for him who was on my side, I would have no way of knowing where I would be. I thank God for being a healer, even in my sickest place. I thank God for being a deliverer, even at the place where I was at my rock bottom. I thank God for protecting me and for keeping me. I thank God for watching over me. I thank God for watching over you. I thank God for the abundance that he's getting ready to add into your life. I thank God for the abundance that he's getting ready to add into your finances. I thank God for the lack that he's getting ready to make up for. I thank God for the favor that he's getting ready to have on your life. I thank God for everything that he's getting ready to do in your life. But I'm just going to take the time that even if he didn't do anything for me, I'm going to take the time to let him know how much I love and honor him, because he's kept me thus far. He's kept me when I didn't want to be kept. He kept me when I felt like giving up. He put a charge in me and a spark in me to keep moving when things didn't even manifest in my life like how I wanted it to. And I just take a moment just to thank him. I take a moment just to honor him. I take a moment just to rejoice in him. I take a moment just to tap into his presence and honor who and what he is in my life, for being everything to be, for being a mother when I didn't have one, for being a father when I didn't have one, for being everything that I've lacked in my life. He didn't have to do it, but he did. He didn't have to do it, but he did. And I honor him and thank him for everything that he's done into my life. I honor him and I thank him for everything that he's going to do in my life. I honor him and I thank him for the way that he's going to make into my life. I honor him and I thank him because he's going to do the impossible in your life. He's going to do what you don't think that he can do. He's going to do what you don't even know that he can do. He's going to do so much for you in your life. Whenever, see, this moment right here, this moment in time right here, I promise you this is not a time for play. If you need something from God, you might as well take this time to tap into his presence and provoke him to do what is necessary in your life. My worship provokes him to move on my behalf. And I don't know about anybody that's in this building, but I'm willing to take time to tap into his presence, because I know that I need something from God, and I know that I'm not even equipped enough to get it on my own. So I might as well tap into the God that has all power, tap into the God that has everything in his hand, tap into the God that's omniscient, tap into the God that's omnipresent, tap into the God that has everything for my life, tap into the God that can do what I can't do, tap into the God that has the ability that I don't have, tap into the God that has the ableness that I don't have. Everything that you ever need and desire in life has already been accomplished on your behalf. And I think that at the end of the day, that is worthy of glory and honor directed towards him. Before I bring this great man of God up, before I bring him up, I talked about it this morning, and we don't know how important and how valuable it is to have an apostle, a man of God like this in our midst. And I talked about it this morning as it relates to my iPad, and it's actually directed towards him. I was talking about, Bishop, how my iPad was a gift that was given to me from my church in Atlanta. And in order to protect the gift that was given to me, I bought a covering. And I used the covering to protect the valuable gift that was given to me. Nobody in here should have a damaged gift because of the covering that we have in our midst. Nobody in here should have a gift that not be materialized or manifested because it has been protected by a cover. This ministry, this apostle, is our covering. And his job is to make sure that the gift that has been given to you is protected. And he does a good job at it. He does an amazing job at it because he's done it for me for so many years. Before I bring this man up, I want everybody to understand that what we're getting ready to do in this city is going to be mind-boggling. And the reason why that's going to be the case is because I'm making it my mandate that everybody that comes across this ministry will see God without looking through the eyes of religion or through the lenses of religion. The apostle that we have, his job and his mandate is to demolish all of that, and he has been doing that over the past few years. Before I bring this man up, once again, I want everybody in this building, like how we did last week, to let them know that this move that we have made is not a mistake. It's a move that is needed for the city, that will grow every day, every week that passes by. We're going to get better and better. We're going to grow even more like never before. We're going to affect lives. We're going to change lives. We're going to change the paradigm of this city. And I thank God for giving us a vessel, a man of God, that will help allow us to do that, and that have opened up the way for us to be able to do what's necessary in this city. If you don't mind, let's put our hands together and let's thank God for our awesome apostle, Apostle Sammy C. Smith. Let's do better than that.